Hello, I'm your host, the Chicken Man with GKG Poultry. I'm here explaining how we feed our chickens at GKG. Chickens are omnivores and require a varied diet that includes high protein. Our feeding system is quite simple. It only requires 4 components. The first and most important is a full-time supply of laying mix that should take up at least 3/4 of their overall diet. This could be laying pellets or crumbles. I don't suggest mash or powderized laying mix because its dustiness makes it difficult to consume and easy to inhale. I use pellets because my chickens seem to eat them better than crumbles. Choose what your chickens like best. Whatever you choose, make sure they have access to it 24/7. Like this. The high protein laying mix has all the nutrients and minerals that a chicken needs. In fact, they can live solely off a good laying mix. However, here at GKG, we take it a couple steps further. The next component to how we feed is the whole scratch grains. This can be corn, millet, sorghum, sunflower seeds, wheat, oats, a premixed scratch grain, or a combination of any of them. I use a premixed 3-grain scratch made of cracked corn, sorghum, and wheat because it is simple and pre-balanced for poultry nutrition. I also mix sunflower seeds and other grains in with the scratch every once in a while to give my chickens a varied diet. However, some chickens have a weird taste and will only eat certain grains. So if your chickens are picky, you can just feed them the grain or grains they like along with their laying mix. These grains do not have enough protein to support a healthy chicken, so it is just filler along with the laying mix. We say around a 1-pound coffee can per every 8 to 10 chickens. You don't want this to exceed over 1/4 of their overall diet. The other 3/4 should consist of the laying mix. The third component is fruits, vegetables, kitchen, garden, and lawn scraps. The enzymes in fruits, vegetables, and even grass work wonders for chickens. Plus, they love them. The chlorophyll in the green material is what makes the dark orange color you see in yard eggs. And some say it lowers cholesterol levels in eggs. Citrus, which includes avocados, should not be fed to chickens because it is toxic to them. The books say that the fruit and veg should not exceed the 1/4 of the chicken's diet like the scratch grain. However, I feed the chickens as much fruit and veg as I can. In the summer, when I have an excess commodity coming from the garden, I cut down the amount of scratch I feed to compensate. The final component is adding oyster shell and grit to the birds' feed once a month. The grit keeps their gizzards full so they can effectively grind their food. And the oyster shell gives the chickens the calcium required to produce good eggshells and keep their bones healthy. You can also keep a feeder that they have access to whenever they want, like the laying mix. Some people feed oyster shell as grit. However, it is too porous to work as grit effectively. For our chickens that are in portable pens, we mix the laying pellets and scratch 4 to a half. So we do 4 scoops of pellets to a can, which is about half a scoop of scratch. So I will mention, do not only feed your chickens scratch grains or fruits and vegetables, because chickens, again, are omnivores, so they require a higher protein source via the laying mix. So I'll do a brief overview of what we do. First, a full-time supply of laying feed. Around a coffee can of scratch grain per 8 to 10 birds as a filler, which should not exceed over 1/4 of the chicken's overall diet, and as much fruits, vegetables, and kitchen scraps as possible. Finally, an occasional feeding of oyster shell and grit. This feeding regimen gives the chicken everything it needs to be a happy, healthy, and productive hen. That wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. Let us know what all you feed your birds. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Goodbye.